What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're doing just a little maintenance on Asus's Miata. We have to do the valve cover, so a few weeks ago now, was it? We did the timing belt.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so pretty much what happened there was everything was good besides the timing. We got the marks backwards, and the reason for that is pretty simple. We saw a video on the timing belt change, and the video was for the 1.6 Miata, not the 1.8, so I'm assuming that was the discrepancy. So we switched the belts, or we switched the timing to the correct mark, and she's been pretty good since. So today what we're going to do is valve cover, pretty much just go through, check, make sure there's no leaking fluids or anything like that. And yeah, so pretty simple day. We don't want to get too much into it. I'm tired, he's tired, but we still want to just make sure the car, the oil leak is stopped and that the car's good. Now that we got the valve cover off, it's going to be really simple. We literally just pull this rubber stuff off, and then we throw the new one on. Probably the one caveat with it is this little thing right here. Right here at the corners of the cams, you typically want to put a little dab of RTV to make sure that it seals right. On my MR2, the 5S one, the white one, I actually made the mistake of not doing that, and then it started leaking at all four corners there. So just put a little dab there to help it seal. Other than that, the rubber gasket is going to do the job. Oh, look at you, Asus. I remember just a year ago you could barely do an oil change, no offense.
Now taken.
You literally, so when we did the timing belt on his car, he actually did 90, I'm going to say 90% of the work. I think that's fair, right? You did a good portion of it.
Yeah, it's probably like 80-20.
Yeah. But the point is, he spearheaded it, which his mechanical prowess has really grown. I mean, admittedly, both of us are still like amateurs at best, but you kind of learn by doing it, so one step at a time. All right, guys, we finished up the valve cover. The car's gonna have to sit overnight because the RTV that we used, we didn't realize it until like we started, but that RTV has to cure for 24 hours. So she's good to go. Last thing we're gonna have to do for the car is differential fluids.
Yeah, differential fluid.
Oh yeah.
Transmission fluid. Outside of that, all maintenance will have been done on the car, as far as we know.
It's car update time. So first car, which is obviously not here, is Layla. Pretty much, as I mentioned before, that car is not going anywhere ever. It's just going to stick around until I have the money and or the engine blows, and then I'm going to turbo swamp that. But she's just a daily driver for the moment. Let's talk about Jesus's car, because this is the one I'm excited about. So we've been doing maintenance.
Yeah, and like what, 3-4 weeks now? Pretty much since we bought it, we've been doing maintenance on it.
Yeah, pretty much whenever we have time, we've been doing maintenance, and the reason is, what's your plan for it?
So, as we're doing maintenance, my original plan was, I'm just gonna leave it as is. It's a fun, classic, well, classic in air quotes, car at this point. And as we were doing maintenance, we started talking, it would be fun if we made it into a drift car that we could also drive daily reasonably, because that's what I would do with it. So, my plans are, I found a nice set of coilovers, front and back sway bars. I have a pair of wheels and tires already picked out so that I can leave these nice and not have to beat on those. And then I've been trying to find online bucket seats that would work. It's really come down to like two, which is like the Corbo A4s and some other Corbo seat, but
I think it was the FX1 Pro, right?
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. But,
yeah.
But my options are really limited just because it's a really small space. And then from there, also a
Hard top rollover bar.
yeah,
Okay.
just for safety reasons. And outside of that, I am making the handbrake hydraulic, right? So you can just like pull it up and it'll go right back down.
Oh,
so
well, you're. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, so just like you can pull it up and it'll just fly right back down and help, get the car detail out, I guess.
Yeah, what you're talking about is those e-brake buttons that you install, and then if you move them the right way, I don't know how you have to move them, but when you move them, it makes it so the e-brake just comes up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe a steering wheel, but I like the idea of having the airbag in this just for safety reasons, even if it's not the greatest, but
I don't know how I feel about that for a race. Although I guess if you're not doing, I don't know, that's kind of a tricky one. Because like when you're doing that stuff, you don't typically want an airbag. But if it's low speed drifting and you're not doing tandems.
Yeah, I think it would be okay. I'll decide on that later on.
Yeah. How about, if any of you guys have any history with drifting or any advice, let us know, because I've been doing motorsports, but never drifting.
Yeah.
And you've never done it outside of an autocross or two. So
yeah. And then
it should be fun.
Yeah, and the big thing for me is anything that we do to the car will be reversible easily. So any of the parts we take out, I'm going to keep around, so that if in case I ever do sell the car in the future, which hopefully not, it'll come with all the stock parts in case the person who buys it wants to have those instead.
So I'm going to stop him there. When we got the car, or you got the car, you said you weren't going to do anything to it past regular maintenance daily driver.
Yes.
This is going to turn into a drift car. Once you start drifting, I honestly think he's going to end up doing an engine swap, and then it's going to turn, it's like a rabbit hole with cars. You do one thing, and then it leads to another, and it leads to another. So
I mean, you're completely right.
how about this?
That.
If you're watching this video, place a bet in the comment section how likely he is to go to the extremes, because that tends to, it's cars, man. It's a rabbit hole.
I mean, you're totally right about that. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, but big things are happening for this car. I'm going to be excited to see how it turns out. Yeah. So let's talk about your van real quick.
Yes. So of the van, we've literally just done general maintenance on. The one thing we still got to do is the timing belt, but that should be easy enough because it's a single cam. And then really from there, it's finishing that up and then actually starting to work on this.
I haven't mentioned this in videos. You got new rims for the car.
Yeah.
Because the stock one said, I think they said made in Japan, right?
Yeah. So the stock rims those were all from Japan, and the wheels, the tires on them, they're from 2013. So when the car was still in Japan.
So the car has rims. They're from a Honda CRX.
I don't know. There's just some steelies from like really any Honda from like mid 80s, early 90s. I don't know what these came off of. So
for this thing, it's more just of an update. Last time you guys saw this, will have been when I did the one owner review, or 1 year review. But the time before that, I still had to get the new hub installed, got that put on. I still have to change out the lugs nuts, but wheel studs. Other than that, this is good though. The car is running magnificent. But the one issue that I'm running into is the fact that all events are getting canceled. And so what a lot of people have, at least in Oregon I've seen, is that they're going up to Washington to do events right now. So I'm actually looking at possibly getting a truck and a trailer, because to drive this thing, anywhere from 5 to 6 hours to go to an event is a little ridiculous. But if I got a truck and trailered it there, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. Because of what this is, it's very possible that it could break. There's also the plus side that if I get a truck and trailer, Jesus can use it, so when he goes drifting, he doesn't have to worry about braking either. Because that would suck to go over there, break your car, and then not have a way home. So
yeah, that's true. What's nice is Pat's really isn't that far from here too.
That's actually true. That is one of the pluses. So we live in Albany, Oregon, which is about 45 minutes from Canby, Oregon, which happens to be the home of Pat's Racing Complex. If you know anything about drifting, in the Pacific Northwest, Pat's is one of like the meccas of drifting. I mean, famous guys like Ryan Turk, I think Forrest Wang, Chris Forsberg, Chelsea Denofa, all of those guys have drifted there. They even used to have Turk Bash there. So really awesome little go-kart track that's a lot of fun. Anyways guys, so that's a quick little update. Again, hopefully I'm getting a truck and trailer. Jesus is going to turn his car into a drift car, and then the K-Van, well, it's just going to have to sit until we can get more parts from Japan, which is not easy with the whole like pandemic that's going on. Yeah. It's kind of put a hamper on things, but stick around. Again, give us your thoughts on what we're going to do, especially with the Miata in terms of getting it ready for drifting. So thanks for watching, guys. We're going to see you in the next video.